Do you guys think that's enough floating mysterious glass, or should I go all the way up with it? I was kind of thinking just like at the bottom, like it's like a beam coming down and kind of sucking up the floor or something. I don't know. Looks cool though. Um, Hello everybody. Welcome to another episode here on the Eureka SMP server. How's everybody doing? Doing good. 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 Um, so some things have changed a little bit here. I did a little bit of building, just kind of some off camera messing around. And I think I'm finally done with at least the bottom portion of this room. I'd say bottom to mid. I'd say I'm done. I still gotta figure out the roof. Um, but yeah, we got this nice little scaffolding thing in here. Um, I'm still kind of debating on whether I should have speed boost or jump boost on that beacon. I like the speed boost for getting around, but the jump boost definitely helps with vertically traveling. Uh, so it's kind of up in the air. Or I might put in another beacon somewhere, maybe up here with speed boost and or one is speed boost and one is jump boost. But I still don't know. I might. I got a bit of a space. I might try and copy that pattern I got there, put it on the floor. But yeah, just thoughts, just ideas. In between episodes here, other than doing this little bit of building, did work on a bit of my bulk storage. I got some tough in here. Got a little bit of tough, not a crazy amount, but enough to get us started, I think, here. I did end up throwing up in the pale moss chest. Don't ask me why. It sucked. And then we got basalt as well. I got all of that pale moss from a new moss farm I put up here. This one's only a pale moss farm. Instead of running down and changing our other moss farm we have way over there, I thought I'll just throw one up here and call it a day so I can run it while I'm kind of just in my storage here a bit. I did kind of stick it back here because it looks kind of gross. It looks kind of yucky. And I didn't want it to ruin the aesthetic. Speaking of aesthetic, this is something I wasn't too sure on. I had this big hole in the floor, and my first thought was to maybe put like my furnaces down there, like my super smelter or something like that. But I thought, no, let's make it like a lore feature here. So we kind of got this big bell, and it's kind of torturing the skulk shrieker and the skulk by ringing every so often, and it's making the skulk angry, and it's slowly spreading upwards through the floor, and then they put a cap on it to try and stop it, but it's not really helping. I think that looks cool. I don't know what exact lore implications that's gonna have, but yeah, I think I like it. Uh, Everything's subject to change, though. I have no idea if it's gonna stay. But yeah, this is what we're working with so far. So today, what are we gonna be getting up to? I think last episode I mentioned this episode we were gonna focus on building, a lot of building. We're gonna be building all kinds of different things today. Um, for starters, built this, but this is just me kind of messing around. But this area over here, particularly this side and this side, are looking kind of bare and yucky. So I think we're gonna start with this side here. I was thinking maybe a bit of a library, maybe like steampunky library with a gothic tone to it as well. All kind of buzzwords for building and styles, but we're gonna try and mash it all together and see what we can get out of it. So I think I'm going to put you guys right here, and you guys are gonna watch me build. So as Jiggly's building away there, me, Mr. Pants, I wanted to chat a little bit about the build itself. I know I wanted to do some kind of library, but I wanted to kind of spin it on its head a bit. So I added in some steampunky elements. Like on the left there, you could see I start to make a coal pile, and then I got a bit of a fire going, which that'll later turn into kind of like a boiler of some type. Kind of get that steampunky kind of atmosphere. But the real inspiration for this is something like I don't know if you guys have ever seen Warhammer 40K. I'm not a big Warhammer 40K player enjoyer or anything like that, but I do like a lot of the artwork that associates with it. So I was thinking maybe like a tech priest, maybe Adeptus Mechanicus, I think is what they're called. Again, I'm not super into Warhammer or anything like that, but that was kind of the vibe I was going for. Lots of bookshelves and stuff like this. You can start to see me putting that boiler there. Um, One thing I do want to point out, you'll see me kind of hopping off camera a lot of the time. Yeah, it's just me running to my storage, getting a lot of materials because builds like this, they really do use a lot of different varieties of blocks, which can sometimes be good, sometimes be bad. When you're building really, really big, you want to keep it kind of simple, kind of stick to a block palette like I do in the back wall there with a lot of the grays. But when you're building close up, I like to kind of throw the kitchen sink at it and see what colors I can do. You can kind of see that in a minute here on the right. I'm going to be putting in, there it is, a bit of a brick kind of facade. Kind of throws off the color scheme a little bit of an accent color. But I thought the green from the boiler, that greenish red, would go nice with like a brick kind of mantle almost. I later put a picture onto it to kind of tie everything together. But yeah, I've never really done something like this where I've talked over. I'm kind of getting bored of just kind of doing a replay mod of something and then putting some music over it. So I thought I'd mix it up a little bit for this episode and try it out. There is one thing I wanted to mention though. This is me kind of rambling a bit. Those bookshelves, where you put the books in individually, not the pre-made bookshelves. When you are building with Lightmatica, this is a Lightmatica schematic. That's why I'm kind of doing it layer by layer. But when you're building a Lightmatica schematic and you have those bookshelves in them and they have bookshelves, they will show up as red as they're not placed correctly. So you got to place the books in them to get them to kind of check off and be the right color. Um, Whoever made the mod, can you please order the books in order? Because for whatever reason, the bookshelf goes 0 to 5, 0 being the top left and 5 being the bottom right. In Lightmatica, it gives you kind of two lists on the right hand side, what should be there and what isn't there. But for whatever reason, they're not in order. It goes like 2, 5, 0, 3, 4, 1, or something like that. Like it is so weird. Uh, But yeah, that's just me rambling. Up at the top here, I started throwing in a bunch of pipes. I really like pipes. I did some of this last season, mostly because I didn't know how to fill the space properly. So I was like, yeah, well, let's just throw in some pipes. I think I did also throw in some campfires as well to give some smoke effect later on. It's pretty cool. Um, but yeah, I messed around with this a little bit last season, so I thought I'd start to do it here. Um, I kind of thought it's right beside my storage system, so maybe the pipes are transferring items, or maybe some of the steam's going all different kinds of places from the boiler. But yeah, we're just finishing up here. We're getting close to the top. It's almost done. You won't have to listen to me ramble for much longer. Unless you continue watching the video, then that's your fault. So here we go. Here's the full build all done and dusted. The kind of finishing touches put on it. Got that painting put in. I get the little smoke effects going up there. I got a bunch of little knickknacks on the shelves and stuff. Um, but yeah, this is what it's looking like. We even still have the functionality of our item launcher, as you guys saw there, flinging our items out. I still need a way of kind of covering this up. So if anybody has any ideas or suggestions, let me know down in the comments. It'd be greatly appreciated. Because I don't really know. It has to be 3 blocks tall. Um, so I was thinking maybe like a banner or maybe a painting of some sort, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, this is it. Uh, really liking it. It fits in nicely with the rest of the aesthetic we got going on here. I think that looks, it looks just crazy. I'm loving it. Don't you, Mr. Donk? Yeah, It's looking good. I did have to remove some of the clutter that was here. It was just getting too much. It was too difficult to kind of move around in here. So I was like, yeah, we'll just scrap that idea. But yeah, one thing I didn't show you guys in the little time lapse voiceover thingy. I don't know what to call that, but I actually put in a bit of a secret room. So if you take one of these books, bookshelf opens up, and then I got my enchanting table. It's not too fancy in here. This is not supposed to be meant. This is not meant to be seen by the general public. But we got some books and stuff. We got our anvils and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, so Jiggly Pants is gonna be getting some materials ready for his next build. The Naughty Nautilus has a interview with the local newspaper. So we're gonna sit down with a journalist here in a second, and I don't know. I've never really been interviewed before, so we'll see how that goes. Evilness. Mwahaha. Evil. 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 Evilness. I'm pretty sure he's AFK. So I'm good to go whenever you are. I am
All right.
salty.
Well, thank you for having me, Naughty Nautilus.
Uh, my pleasure is all yours. Thank you for interviewing me. Um, I've never really been interviewed before, so I guess fire away.
So, I might be wrong, but I have heard that you're like basically the leader.
Um, I don't know if I'm the leader. That might be a little bit self-appointed,
Mm-hmm.
or
Mm-hmm.
not self-appointed. I guess appointed by the other villains, but I guess I could consider myself a bit of a leader in the group.
Any reasons why, if I may ask?
Um, a lot of childhood trauma. Uh,
Oh.
once when I was younger, there was a nautilus, and he bit me, and that pain has really sat deep with me over the years. So I think this has really been a calling that's kind of cultivated and grown through my youth years now into my mid early adult years, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And what's like your like specialty? Like you're very evil indeed. So, like
My
you are a professor. You like.
Okay, so my like specialty, probably aquatic exploration, I would say. A lot of water stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Let me
Water
think on that.
stuff.
Let me think about that for a second. The name came first before the actual villain idea. So
All right.
um I like drowning. That's
Oh,
something.
drowning. Yeah,
Yep.
you'd like to drown your victims, I guess.
Mostly myself, but if the
Oh,
victim
you'd like
happens to be in there too, that's okay.
to drown. So you like to drown yourself. Okay.
Yes.
All right. And like, what's the evil thing you doing with like your victims?
So evil plans wise,
Mm-hmm.
we got some stuff in progress. I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
give away too much, but we have some big
Oh,
plans for
of
the
course.
server coming up here shortly. Very exciting plans. More personal
Okay.
plans. I have a trip up in Napa that I'm going with the wife and kids shortly, so that'll be nice. Um, Other than that, just kind of hanging around, doing evil things around the crib, you know. Um,
All right. Any how many kids? Like I know that Nautiluses have like a big family.
I think there's about 43 of us total.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So like 43 of other
Mm,
naughty Nautiluses.
Nautilettes is what we prefer to call them.
Nautilus. Oh,
Uh,
my bad. Sorry, I'm
eh,
new in this Nautilus, Nautilus. Yes.
yes, exactly.
What are
We got
no.
Alfonso, Gerard, Stephanie, Shaniqua. Raquiqua, Marcus, Bubkiss, Goobus, Douglas, Mark, Alfred, Graham, Grian. He's from the Hermitcraft, but he's actually a Nautilus. The whole propaganda thing there. Mike, Sarah, Connor, Gerard.
Sorry, my bad.
I'm missing a couple, I know, but it's okay.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
not my
yeah.
favorites.
No, no, no. That's true. Like you have one that's probably your most favorite that's gonna be following Papa
Yeah, Goobus. Goobus,
Goobus.
he's really following in his papa's footsteps. At home,
Mm-hmm,
he's been doing some evil things like leaving the fridge door open,
mm-hmm. Oh,
putting the trash not where it needs to go on trash day,
literally. Oh,
putting
literally. Oh,
recyclables in the garbage. He's just a menace, but
oh
he's my
no.
little
Like
menace. He's
you
following
shall.
in Papa's footsteps real close.
Luckily, no child to trauma.
Oh, tons. I traumatize that
Oh,
child every day.
so if you have like we know that we have superheroes somewhere flying around. If you have like the most one you hate, like which one do you like? You see that one, you're like, ah, that one.
Oh, like an arch nemesis, but reverse for the villain.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, not good with their names, I'll be honest. I think Caramel Man's one. I hate that
Oh,
guy.
yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I
He's
saw.
he's stinky, real stinky.
Mm,
Caramel Man. The squid one. Forget
mm,
his name, but terrible character design. I didn't just
mm,
no effort at all.
no.
Yeah. So really, those two are my big no nos on the hero
Mm.
side.
Yeah. Also, like, it's nice to have some quotes. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you like reading an interview and like favorite quote of that person. So,
Okay.
if you had like a quote for like your character, what would it be?
Evil is my promise and my passion. Well, that was interesting. I'm actually having a bit of fun with this whole superhero villain thing. I was a little skeptical at first with it, but it is kind of fun to kind of just mess around and say some random stuff and have some laughs with some people. Um, but now, what are we gonna do? I got together a bunch of materials here, and we're gonna be doing another build. I'm just gonna grab this stuff, and we're gonna head to the shopping district. So the build I'm going to be working on is going to be over here in Perfect Milk's section of the shopping district. He's put together a little bit of a town. I kind of mentioned this last episode. He's hoping to go for a little small town USA with a bunch of like little shop fronts and everything. I think it's a great idea. Um, I don't know if my building's going to be a shop or not. I'm still undecided. I don't really have anything to sell at the moment. I might put it up for rent, but we'll see. Um, the build itself, it's going to be kind of like a shop front on the bottom floor, and then the top is going to be a bit of an apartment. Not super crazy detailed or anything, but we are going to put in a little bit of a car here, I think. And yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so this is rambling Mr. Pants again. Well, Jiggly's off building there. Um, this clip actually I've been wanting to record for quite some time now, but I just haven't had a chance. Not the actual build itself. The build itself took me honestly about 12 minutes to build. um, so it's not super fast paced or anything like that. But me just talking here, I'm in a bit of a turf war, I think, with a large gray squirrel that I've nicknamed Lou, short form for Lucifer. Um, stick with me here. I'll explain a little bit better. Um, so I don't do YouTube full time. I work a day job, 8:30 to 5, Monday through Friday. And at that day job, I have to a lot of the times go up on ladders and stuff around telephone poles and work on lines and do preventative maintenance or maintenance on a lot of this aerial equipment. So this one day, I get this call for this house. I show up. This is about 6 months ago, I would say. I show up. I got this big 28 foot, I think it is, 28 foot ladder. Carry it in this guy's backyard. Put it up on the strand, which is what we call like the big bundle of cables that go across. I get up there and there's this cable and it's just like massacred. Like it's chewed to shreds. Like it looks like somebody took a machete to this thing. Like one of the worst I've seen like ever. So I'm like, okay. Cut the damaged part out and I replaced the cable. And that was that, I thought. But I was very wrong. About a week goes by and same call, same place. I show up again and I'm like baffled to see this cable again shredded, like very viciously ripped apart. And I'm like, oh my, like what is doing this? Like in the back of my head, I kind of knew it was squirrels, but I was like, the level of damage that's on this cable, like, is kind of crazy. So again, I cut it out, replaced it, and then I thought that was about the end of it. Fast forward about a month, I get another call again for the same place. And I'm going into this and I already know what's going on here. I'm like, okay, there's a squirrel that does not like me. And he is eating this cable. So I kind of prep and I get a larger diameter of cable with like a larger sheath around it and everything. Um, Sheath, I mean like the insulation plastic around it. Like it was a larger, more heavy duty cable. And then I got a chunk of heat shrink. If you don't know what heat shrink is, it's kind of like a tube of like rubberized plastic that you put over the cable. And you hit it with a blowtorch and then it shrinks down. So I go up there and I again, cable's massacred, so I cut it out. I start replacing it. And a little like context of where I am. I'm about 25 feet up in the air. I have like a 5 point harness on. I've got like a lanyard that I got wrapped around the strand, wrapped around my ladder. Like I'm not going anywhere. So I'm working on my stuff. I'm smacking some stuff with the wrenches. And then out of like the corner of my eye, I see this little, like, not little, this like gray flash. And I'm like, okay, it's kind of freaking me out. Continue to work. And then I start hearing like an angry squirrel noise, and I'm like, "Okay." Starting to panic a little bit. Continue to work, and then I look over, and there's this big walnut tree that's, like, maybe 8 feet away from me as I'm at the top of this ladder, and there's this squirrel, like, the size of, like, I don't even know how to describe it, like, maybe a foot and a half long, and he's not happy with me. The size of the squirrel, I can't even describe it. Like, this guy had been eaten out of the dumpster at a Tim Hortons for his entire life. Like, he was not fat, but, like, lean. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen, like, a pit bull, like, a really jacked pit bull? Imagine that, but just, like, shrunken down to the size of a large squirrel. Um, this is Lou. He is, not happy that I'm fixing his cable, and, I start kinda yelling at this squirrel, like, "Hey, like, leave my cables alone. I work very hard, and, this is not your place to be, chewing my cables." He then takes that as a threat and jumps onto the strand, like, within arm's reach of me, and he starts kinda, like, pouncing. Like, I don't know if you ever seen, like, a cat, like, kinda pounce at somebody, and he's the whole time he's got his tail up in the air, and he's and I'm freaking out because remember, I'm clipped in here. I can't get anywhere. And if you've ever seen a squirrel, they have very sharp teeth and very sharp claws. And I'm worried this thing's going to latch onto my face. So I grab out of my pouch. I have like this very large pair of side cutters, used for cutting cables and stuff, but they're very large. So I take it and I start smacking the strand to kind of try and knock this squirrel off because I don't want to hit the squirrel because he's got probably a family too. I don't want to hurt him, but I also don't want him to hurt me. So it's kind of like a weird, awkward tension between me and this squirrel that's obviously very angry. I'm there. So I start hitting it. That's not doing anything. So I start just screaming at the top of my lungs, just like ah, trying to like freak this squirrel out, and that worked. He took off. He jumped back onto the tree and he climbed up and he took off. Um, Unbeknownst to me, there was a lady sitting in a lawn chair laughing hysterically at me now at this point, and she's like, "Yeah, you tell them. You tell those squirrels, don't be touching our cables." I was so embarrassed. He was just sitting there, like, there was a fence at the bottom, um, where I put up my ladder. So when I was putting up the ladder, I didn't see into the other backyard, but there was just this lady reading a book on a lawn chair on her back deck. She got, quite the show. The reason why I bring this up is, first of all, today I had to go back and, Lou had chewed the cable once again. And secondly, I was thinking about it on my ride home today from work. I was like, "You know what? I was probably, like, in his kitchen." Like, if I walked out in my kitchen and Lou was standing there, I'd be pretty upset with Lou as well. So, yeah, that's my turf war story. So, yeah, that's a true story that's going on in my life right now. Um, but yeah, here's the build. Um, I'll just give you guys a quick 360 of it. uh, Kind of from all angles. I really like the little antenna stuff that I put up top there. I think that really makes the building stand out. This side just got my car here and then some garbage bags, some random little pipes and a box on the side. The back here, I really took some inspiration from Grian. Yeah. I thought somebody's gonna put a building here, so kind of be pointless and a waste of time to go through and make that look all fancy. And then we got this side with the big pork chop sign, um, and then back around to the front again. But yeah, I like it. I like the pastel greens contrasting with the reds. Again, Christmas colors. I guess that's the theme for today. Christmas colors. Um, but most people don't think about that. The whole color theory thing. They think, oh, red and green Christmas, but it works in so many different scenarios. That's why green plants look so good in clay pots, red and green, uh, brick and green awnings. Like, if I was to put a yellow awning on this, I'm sure it would look okay, but it wouldn't feel as nice as it does with the green. Um, I'm rambling again. Yeah, I'm sorry, but yeah. I think we're gonna have to end the episode here. It's getting quite long. Where does the time go? When I'm recording on my single player world, it is kind of a struggle sometimes to get to 30 minutes. And here it kind of just flies by because there's so many different people to hang out with and talk to. And there's so many things going on that it's just real quick and easy to put together an episode. Um, but thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you have any questions, any comments, just want to say hey Jiggly, uh, leave a comment down below. And if you like the channel, if you if you found my story somewhat amusing, maybe consider subscribing. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.